phone.
These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Hi.
Hi, Pebbles and Taco.
Hi.
Hello, Joshua.
Hi.
Oh, it's a great day today. Today's a
It's
good day to have
wonderful
a great day.
Every day's a great day. I'm vertical. Things are great.
I'm vertically and horizontal. Vertically challenged and horizontally gifted.
I didn't say it.
You didn't have to. Anyway, it is. Did you guys get a hit with a little bit of a storm last night?
Little bit, yes. We got yeah. Rubbing's racing.
Oh,
it was pretty cool to see coming along through, and our house just got touched, and it felt like an inch and a half of rain in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
A tree fell across the street from us before it even started raining.
Oh wow.
And then that was the start. And then it got really windy, and it was like 10 minutes. And then we had a lot of lightning and thunder to the south. Like we could see and hear all the lightning and thunder, but most of it was south of us.
Yeah, we got torrential rains right in between like midnight to like 4 a.m. Somebody's trying to book you.
No. Oh. Funding. Anthony is waiting in the lobby, though, so we let him in.
We absolutely can.
It's Tony, correct? Not Anthony.
Tony, yes. Yes. It's the homeless veteran himself.
God. Don't let him talk to you like that.
I mean, the beard reminds me of Chris, but...
He's more of a terrorist than a homeless veteran. He has problems in airports.
Well...
I haven't gotten to an airport yet, so I don't...
He has a lot of piercings, so going through the airport security scanner might be a problem too.
Skippy, would you like to introduce our friend here?
Yes, the gentleman to your right is Tony Minderman from, oh boy, he was Pitbull Barbecue back in the day, and now he's changed to the Yellow Rose of Texas, or Texas Yellow Rose, or something
Yellow
of that
Rose
nature.
Texas Barbecue Company.
And where'd that name come from?
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not PG. Where'd the name come from?
So my wife's from Texas. So we met in Texas when I was stationed there in Fort Bliss. There's a little bit of history with the Yellow Rose of Texas. It goes back to the Mexican War and taking the land back from Mexico. Yeah.
All right. And so you started, you were in the military for how long?
20 years.
Appreciate your service when you did. Thank you.
I still appreciate it, even if you're not still serving, Skippy.
I didn't know what I was going out of college, so I decided to join the Army. The Marines asked me how many pull-ups I could do. I said, no, thank you. So, I was in college. I didn't know what to do, and so. But
so
at that time, the Army was taking anybody that was breathing. So.
Yeah, he took the crayon route versus the physical activity route.
I mean,
I made the right choice.
I would have responded with, do you do halves in pull-ups or like I can do 2 quarters.
Yeah. You take effort.
Yes.
I
will grunt a lot.
I can hang from the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your retirement plan when you got out?
I knew for the last 7 years that I was going to open a food truck. So most guys that are retiring from any service usually don't know what they're going to do because all they've known is, military for 20 years. So I knew once I started competition barbecue, 12 years ago in Fairbanks, Alaska, uh, I knew that pretty much I wanted to work for myself and, own my own business. I didn't want to work for anybody anymore because I did that for 20 years. So, and a lot of guys get out and go into contracting or government service jobs or anything like that. I didn't want anything to do with government ever again. So I spent 20 years doing it. I enjoyed it, loved it. I love the people around me, but it's just not for me anymore.
So 20 years in the military, did you find it hard or easy to migrate over to like the food truck realm?
To
Civilian
easy?
life kind of thing.
For me, easy because I've mentally prepared for a long time. So you've got to mentally prepare. The hardest part was like making sure or providing for my family to make sure that my business didn't fail because that was the biggest, unknown. Will my business be successful? I'm taking a huge pay cut. I'm taking like a 70% pay cut. So, I
You were an
mean, I get
officer,
50%.
right?
Was that?
You were an officer, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I lost 50% of my pay right away. I lost all my living allowances and all that. So it was like literally a 70% pay cut. So I had to once you get to that point, you have a certain lifestyle that you're accustomed to, that you've built, right? So we all know when we make more money, we spend more, and we do buy bigger toys, and we spend a lot of money. So that was my biggest scare: was will I be able to provide for my family after I retire?
Oh yeah, I think that's all of ours.
Oh yeah.
And you're the after we retire. We are just period.
Yeah.
And whereabouts are you? You're in southern Indiana?
So central Indiana.
Central,
So
okay.
just about 30 minutes south of Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. I thought you were farther south than that.
Such a damn long state. They are south, Skippy. It's basically Mason-Dixon area. Well, as long as Indiana is.
It is long Indiana. I call it the extension of Ohio. So Indiana is the continuation of Ohio.
Yeah.
Driving through Ohio still feels like it takes longer than Indiana, though. So.
I am from Ohio.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's a
go Buckeyes.
Oh Jesus.
Go home.
All right, leaving. It's all you, Skippy.
I'll wear my Buckeye hat for this one.
Yeah, it's fine. You did clean up the beard. That's good. All right. So one of the main reasons we decided to have you on our podcast, other than you're just a good guy, is
we didn't have anybody else.
Yeah, people were just.
You were willing.
You was it 2 weeks ago, and you still haven't been paid from what I think you told me.
I got paid.
Oh, you finally got paid? Okay.
I finally got paid. It was about 4 weeks actually.
You vended at the Indianapolis 500.
Yes.
So let's get into that. So when did you start preparing?
So we knew for months that we were going to do it. And I didn't. It's something that you can't really technically prepare for. I mean, there's over 300,000 fans there. It's the largest event in the world. There's 350,000 spectators there, and it was actually, I think they were pretty full. The turn 3 that we were in was 99% sold out. There was like maybe one seat left. I don't know why it was so special this year, but it was packed. I was trying to mentally prepare. Like Gina would ask me every day, like, "Well, how many pans of mac am I gonna cook?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know."
All of them.
All of them. So I kind of just went with my gut on numbers, and just trying to figure out how much capacity can I hold, and then plan to rotate, meats, because obviously I can't cook enough hot meat that day. So I had to pre-cook everything, chill it, and hold it. And so I ended up settling on a number of around 600 pounds of total meat, between brisket and pork. I
Per
knew
day,
pork
or?
was there. No, just one day. I was out there one day.
Jesus.
But I knew pork was the number one seller around here, so I went with more pork than brisket. But I think I cooked for 3 days straight, almost 4 days straight. Just literally cooking, chilling, and shredding and chopping for 3 days straight. And we ended up doing 45 half pans of macaroni and cheese. So, and I think
Josh.
Gina, I think Gina cooked like from 8 a.m. to like 11 o'clock that night, just macaroni and cheese. So, and we don't make it easy. It's a process over macaroni and cheese. So
we're the same way. It's an hour and a half for us to make a batch of mac and cheese, 8 pans at a time. So yeah, I feel the pain there.
Oh yeah,
for sure. 45 pans of mac and cheese.
And we sold out of mac and cheese.
Yeah,
I could have sold probably more. So because I had to pare down my menu, so obviously I couldn't carry everything that I normally carry on my truck. So I had to pare it down to a few items, to a brisket sandwich, pulled pork sandwich, mac and cheese bowls.
Yep.
You know, they wanted
Simple,
speed,
yeah.
they wanted quantity, and that was the easiest thing I do. I mean, I was asking Skippy almost, every week, what should I do? I was like, well, maybe I should do nachos. And then he's like, no, you don't want to do nachos. But I do carry nachos on my truck, but I didn't do nachos at the race. Thanks, Skippy. He talked me out of it.
Yeah, we don't do nachos for anything that's festival, anything. Even the small ones, we take them off. They take so long. Yeah.
They're good, don't get me wrong, but they just take so long.
Yeah, it does slow you down a little bit. So
it's a great roadside item for us, but any point in time where we're with other food trucks where speed matters, they're the first thing to go.
I have come to find out that nachos are actually one of my top sellers.
Really?
So recently, yes. Yeah. It's coming to the point between pork sandwiches and nachos right now.
Isn't that so weird?
Brisket is climbing up there. I think people were pretty afraid of brisket around here because they always ask me, is it chewy or is it fatty? And I'm like, no, I don't cook like that. So
it's good. Okay, just buy it and eat it. It's good.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's cooked and it's chopped. You're fine.
So you are now getting mentally prepared. When did you start cooking?
Let's see. I started cooking. It was about, I think, 3 days out. 3 days prior to race day, because we had to be there at 3:30 in the morning on race day. So I had to drop my trailer the day before. So I dropped my trailer on Saturday, hooked it up and everything, and then I started cooking 3 days before that. So totally 4 days before the race.
Wow.
So I'm guessing you didn't do much of anything the rest of the week outside of just prepare for the day.
So I did end up having an event in between there, like on, I think, Thursday before. But we took off time before and after.
Are you normally doing roadside? So what's your normal week look like?
So I don't really have a normal week. I try to do roadside, but it never happens because I have a spot at Tractor Supply in Franklin here that I like to go to. But I'm usually booked 4 or 5 days a week at different events, to include like around here is a lot of neighborhoods. I got some neighborhoods this week, and yeah, it's just different events. I've been trying to do roadside. I just can't get it in my schedule because I'm booked. I've got still like 140 gigs already booked for this year. And
That's awesome.
I'm double booking. I'm doing lunches and dinners, so I'm stacking on top of each other.
That's awesome. It's good to be that busy. So when you add in the second trailer?
I've been thinking about that and kidding about that. I was fortunate to find a couple people to run my trailer for me if I'm not there. I put an ad out on Facebook, and right now I think that's the number one killer of restaurants. They can't find help, good help. And I was very fortunate to find a lady that uses it as a second job, and her mom actually helps also. So I've got the two of them. I can trust them to run my trailer if I'm not there. So I keep on teasing out. I'm gonna get a second trailer and let them run it. But I'm not there yet. Not there yet. I don't want to do that yet because I've turned down I don't know how many events, how many gigs, constantly. Like every other day, I'm turning something down because I'm already booked.
Yep.
And if I had that second trailer, I could pull in double revenue.
Yeah, it hurts turning stuff down, especially when you're doing it so frequently. Like when we started, it was, you'd get one here and there, like, oh, so unfortunately we're already booked. But when you get to, you're every other day, you're turning something down that's a great event, especially if it's better than the one you already had booked.
That's why I kick myself. Yeah.
It's like, damn it.
So if you still want to take an event that comes through. Yeah. Like.
And I get people that they contact me and it's a great event. They're like, oh, yeah, it's next week. I'm like,
yeah.
Really? I'm like booked out. I've already got bookings for next year.
Yeah, like please.
Yeah, we're working on we have our 6th wedding is what I'm working on right now for next year, which is early for us. So
I despise catering. I really do despise catering.
See, wasn't the only one.
I will do it every day, all day.
You know, but I changed that. I despise catering if I've got to set up buffet style.
Yes, thank you.
If I can take my truck there and serve out my truck, I'll do that all day long. That's fine. But if they want me to do buffet style, I do not like it. Do not like the setup.
I was at a wedding this weekend. We'll go in our weeks later, but I was at a wedding this weekend and we did buffet style.
I saw you went with the fancy chafing dishes.
Yes. Well, so I called her and I said, hey, we didn't really talk about this. I know it's a barn venue. And what I mean by a barn venue is they're literally goats like 5 feet away.
It really helps with the ambiance and the taste of the food.
and cows. Cooking brisket. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, so I said, how like we normally do chopped brisket on the truck. Do you want chopped brisket or do you want like fancy like sliced? She's like,
fancy.
She's like, well, sliced sounds good. I'm like, okay. I said, what about the chafing dishes? Do you want, like, is this a barn venue? Because I hadn't been there yet. And she's like, I'm easy to get along with. If you got disposable, use those. If you got nice ones, use those. Maybe nice ones. So, of course, I had to dig the nice ones out of storage that I haven't used in 3 years.
The only time we ever use the wire racks is for open houses.
Yeah.
I was looking at online, I saw somebody else had the wood boxes to set the chafing dishes in.
Oh,
like the wood crates.
Yeah.
Hog size really nice.
Hog size those over here.
They're really nice. I like them.
Anyway. I think I need to get a catering van and just do, that's my main issue is I don't have the right tools to do it that look professionally. I don't like the one with my pickup truck with 2 cameras in the back, or it just doesn't look too professional.
Yeah, I pulled my trailer through this farm and I got a nice, good little scratch on the right side from one of the tree branches. Awesome. Love it.
It's bound to happen. Tree branches are everywhere, man.
Then I open the vending window and I hear, bah!
Did you run over a goat?
No, they were that close to me. He was still bottle fed one looking for.
They saw that smoker and they probably ran away.
Yeah. Lamb's on the menu tonight, folks.
Fresh.
Yeah, anyway. The initial investment on chafing dishes and stuff is hard, but yeah, we typically, if we have a wedding, especially over 100 people where they want buffet style, we're pulling the trailer in just to have our kitchen handy.
Yes.
But we've definitely rolled up with, the pickup truck and Cambros and, unloaded from there when we've double or triple booked for a day.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I don't like it. It looks awful. I would love to have a van, just a little white cargo van that we can roll around and have all that stuff in.
You can find little Ford Transit vans for like $2 or $3 grand that have like 250,000 million miles on them.
Yeah, sounds like a great buy.
Yeah, it's probably a great buy. I have to be dependable too. Sit on the side of the road with all the food in my truck in a van, broke down.
Taking out black exhaust when you pull out of the wedding.
Yeah.
So, all right. So back to
Sorry
Indy
to
500
derail everything.
Oh, that's good.
That's what I do.
So, what was your cut? What was the pricing structure? Most of these huge events have different pricing.
The track takes 35% of sales. Yeah, he just threw up in his mouth.
He did too.
Yeah.
Good God.
When you told me that, I'm like, yep, that's probably because MIS over here takes 40. So
Yeah, 35%, and not only 35% now. So I got this gig through, and we all know these people. They're a group called Friends of Fred Food Trucks. It's kind of like I call them a food truck broker. They find gigs for us, So I had to give them 10% also. So I gave a total of 45%.
You gave them 10%?
Yes, 10% on top of the 35%.
Please hold.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Now that wasn't my regular prices. Obviously, big events like that, big venues, they all raise the prices and so forth. So we had to raise.
What were you selling a pork sandwich for?
How much was my pork sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 8%.
I'm sorry, you said 18.
Will you
I think
shut
18. Yeah. 18 or 15. I know the brisket sandwich was $20.
So is that like a quarter pound ish?
Yeah. Ish. Yeah. Ish.
Yeah. Ish. The number 4 ladle, whatever that you're using, or
Nice little,
At
little
that
handful.
amount of sandwiches I pushed out, I don't know what exactly was it.
There was a couple that were a half pound. There was a couple that were an eighth of a pound. I don't know.
Yeah.
A couple that were just 2 buns in a container.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep up with reheating. So that was the biggest thing. Was I couldn't keep up with the speed.
So what do you have on your trailer, smoker wise? I'm guessing that's how you're reheating everything through the smoker.
Yeah, through the smoker. I have a A7 old hickory, so charcoal bed.
It's amazing how much longer it takes to heat stuff back up. How much longer than you think it does.
I figured out what I was doing wrong, and I noticed, but I was so I don't know, just in
tired
robot mode.
Yep.
That I didn't figure it out to the end. So, and I had 6 people. If I would have had a 7th person running, I would have been fine because I would have concentrated on the smoker and let them serve and just reheat it. So I was just down 1 person. So, and it would have been fine. It just, I was building sandwiches and stuff and not paying attention to reheating and making sure everything was stocked. So,
well, your employees probably had a good day with all the tips, right?
Yeah, we did like $1,200 in tips, $1,200 in tips. So
$200 a piece out of 6.
Yeah. So we had to use their system, their POS system.
That was gonna be my next question, since you said you just got paid.
Yeah, how was that?
So their POS system each one had their own little, Wi-Fi, Verizon wireless. Let's just say Verizon really sucks at the track. There is no service. We had to go offline. So
do you think it was that there was no service, or that there was just so many people there that it was a circuits is busy kind of thing?
I think it was that because the track has its own 5G network.
Okay.
And it just was not working at all. So it was
packed full.
It was doing the screen of death, freezing, and little things spinning. And then a couple times it charged people $1,800 instead of $18. Apparently there was a glitch in the system, decimal places too.
What's a couple decimal places?
That's
the guy
that's
came
a damn
back
good pork sandwich.
And they charged me $1,800 for this mac and cheese bowl. My bank called me right away, and we're like, "Okay, it was a good day for me, bad day for you."
Yeah. These bank errors can go either direction sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's just not your day.
The track will take care of it. No big deal.
The one thing I did like was that the people that owned the system, that it was a new system for the track. Airmark was the concession people, and this was a new POS system that they got from a company that runs big venues. But they had tech people on site going around and checking on the systems. Now, you can imagine the number of concession stands that were running these systems. The pretzel guy had 40 handhelds.
Jeez.
So, so they were very responsive. Like we called them, they were there within like a couple minutes to check out what's going on and to fix the system and get us back up and running. So I appreciate that. That was awesome. Um, I brought my system as a backup in case it crashed, just to make sure I'm not sitting there with all this food and I can't sell because it was all card, no cash.
No cash. Okay.
So they went cash or card only at the venue.
Sucks.
So did the track then pay for all the transaction fees? Were all paid through them, or was that on top of your 45%?
Funny story about that. So originally they told us that they waived the the credit card fees because they were doing a sponsorship. Well, let's just say that fell through. So we end up getting charged the credit card fees on top of the 45%. I think.
Ugh.
I have not seen the itemized paperwork yet of all the fees. So, but from my calculations, I did get paid more than I thought I was going to get paid. So that's a bonus. I got paid more than I thought I was actually going to get.
So
I have a couple of questions. I want to get to
Yep.
our professional pot stirrer, Chad, who has come through with a question. He wanted to know how you were cooling the meat ahead of the Indy race.
So
What your process was.
So I put everything in Ziploc baggies, and then I chilled it on ice and in coolers, like heavy like Cabela's coolers. I had like 4 different coolers that I was using. So the heavy wall coolers. So just on ice. So I was bringing it down pretty quick. I don't have like a walk-in freezer or anything. So I was using ice. So, and it worked
Excellent.
well. So.
Awesome. And then, if you're comfortable,
Yep.
what were your sales for the day?
So sales for the day, I'll give you gross with tax and everything and all that. So gross sales was, I think, around $20,400. So
one day.
we did 688 sales. So 688 transactions, like 1,300 items sold.
So after all your fees and everything, so figure 10. What'd you have in food? Like, so, and then, oh my gosh,
You had 6 people working. Oh my god.
how much do you figure you made? Like, bottom line, what was your cut, do you think?
Bottom line, after like cost and everything,
What was
After all
Labor, food, everything. Yeah.
around $5,000, 5 to 6.
Now the next question: was it worth it?
You know,
For the amount of prep work and everything, is it worth it?
For the experience, yeah, it was worth it. You know, it tested my capacity, my capabilities, and everything, and it really showed some things that I can improve on in my trailer. So I'd say it was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it.
You should call old Hickory and let him know you.
Well, let me go back. So there was a 4-hour delay at the race. So the race didn't kick off on time. So it was a 4-hour delay.
Was it rain
so
delay?
that kind of benefited us. We probably made more because of that, because there was nothing for people to do but eat and drink. That turn 3 ran out of beer, put it that way.
Oh wow.
They ran out of beer. So because everyone was just drinking and hanging out and playing in the rain and so forth.
What was the delay? Was it just a rain delay?
It was just rain delay.
Yeah.
So, but they had everyone had to come out of the stands. They couldn't sit in the stands because of lightning. So they
just go stand in the line.
They literally all came out of the stand and just sat underneath the stands right in front of us because we were right behind the stands. So, I mean, we're just sitting there and we got slammed because of that. So, but yeah, I'd do it again. I would change a lot of things, a lot of different things. So, but yeah.
Are you going to do the brickyard?
6 people working, 2 people taking orders at a time. So, 1 person running tickets and food back and forth.
You said you were invited back to do the Brickyard?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Oh,
I have a comp that weekend, so that I'm partial to. So I don't know if I get by to do the Brickyard. I don't know. It's hard to get.
Josh, you have weird faces. Oh,
Uh-oh.
jeez. Well, we're still recording.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. I have to cough. Hold on. So tell me a little bit of what you would do different. I think you cut out.
So one thing I would do differently is one, have another person, just for speed purposes. Two, the way I would reheat, I would literally make sure my smoker is full of everything. So all my one warmer, stand-up warmer, was full of mac and cheese. So I had no space really to put meat in my warmer.
Gotcha.
So the smoker was running nonstop.
How much
Maybe
charcoal
have
did you go through?
a bigger smoker on site, like somebody suggested.
Hmm.
That way I can just have like a rotisserie on site, so I can just throw it on the rotisserie. And
What? How much charcoal did you go through?
Honestly, that day, maybe just that day, not considering cooking, maybe 3 bags.
Oh no, I
Just
want to
that
know
day.
the whole thing.
So because I didn't set it all the way up to like 300 until I got behind. So when I got behind, I cranked it running at 350, I think. So,
Right.
but
You gotta keep your eye on that mac and cheese too, because that shit will go bad in a whole. It'll go from good to crusty in about 2 seconds.
You know what you should have done? You should have brought a Blackstone and just reheated everything on the Blackstone.
I lost one pan of mac and cheese because it was back in the corner, back by the heat source.
Oh,
I pulled it out, and it was brown. It went right.
Scrumptious.
Oh yeah.
Been there. Yeah, it's like you think you're rotating everything, like you have it in your head, and then all of a sudden you pull off one pan. It's like, what the fuck? How long has it been in here? Yeah,
So
it's a brick.
How much did you have left over?
So no mac and cheese, minus the one pan I threw away. And I had about 35 pounds of cooked meat left.
Between pork
so I
and
didn't
brisket?
sell out meat. So
Wow.
I think I prepared appropriately. Maybe I don't know. It was a lucky yes. I guess 35 pounds isn't bad. So
No.
it's better than having 200 pounds of meat. So
yeah, I mean, so you had mentioned that there was a certain truck next to you that the prices from them would be quite high. Who was next to you?
So it was a lobster truck. Yeah, I think he was selling lobster rolls for $33. So
they're probably no more than like
they're the typical lobster roll bun that he uses because he has lobster. He has a restaurant too. Okay. So, but I mean, he has lobster flown in or whatever shipped in from East Coast. So, but yeah, his lobster roll is like $33, I think.
Wow.
But
so would you said you'd do it again and then try it newer or different stuff to try to make it go a little bit smoothly. If it doesn't have a rain delay, do you think you're still with the same amount of people?
I don't know. I think the rain delay just helped the fact that I think we would have had a steadier pace of people if the rain delay didn't happen. But because the rain delay, we got like blasted with people. And so, because it was like a huge like blast of sales, and then it slowed down a bit. And then as it got closer to the end of the race, we got another like constant line of people. So I think the rain delay just caused it to have an effect of mass people coming out and eating instead of like a trickle of people kind of come down the stands, eating as they get hungry, and so forth. I think our sales would have been the same, honestly. I just think we just got blasted with them at the
it would have been more spread out kind of thing versus just kind of all at once twice.
Yeah.
And then what time did you end up leaving?
What's that?
I think you called me. You were leaving. What time did you end up leaving?
So I got up for the day. I got up at 2:00 in the morning. Got there by 3:30, and we were done serving at 8:00 when the race was done at 8. So, and then didn't leave the parking lot until midnight, and got home by 1 a.m.
Without the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you had to go. You had to go back the next day to pick up the trailer, didn't you?
By the time I hit the pillow, it was a 24-hour day.
And I'm guessing you didn't do anything the next day.
No, I did not do anything the next day.
Okay.
He called me on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not working yet. Still recovering.
I think I was like 3-4 days recovery from that. So I was like,
I could see it.
I'm tired.
When did you pick up the trailer? Did you have to go back the next day?
I went back the next day and picked up the trailer.
Yeah.
So I had to go back the next day, pick it up. And that was easy. Because that was Memorial Day. So we went over to a friend's house at their pool the next day. So
that's good.
To kind of relax.
Cool. And then you just had a tractor show this past weekend that you cleaned
so
up
a 3-day antique machinery tractor show in Johnson County. So that was pretty good. That was probably one of my best weekends.
Tell me the funnest event or the most interesting thing you saw that weekend.
This weekend, I'd have to say the steam engine that they brought out. You could cook a brisket under that thing. They run wood on it, and literally you could see the coals underneath it where they were like the fire was, and you could see the sparks flying out the smokestack. My first immediate thought was that'd be a great smoker. So,
right,
but
it's the first thing that everybody sees.
There is one down the show that they actually cook steamed corn in it, and they sell the corn out of it.
Oh, really?
So,
oh, wow. Well,
excellent. Yes, Skippy?
I'm lost in thought, and I don't remember what I'm thinking about. Yeah. All right.
Well,
staring out the window.
Uh-oh.
What was the going back to Indy? What was the biggest gripe from your employees?
What I didn't catch that. What was the biggest what?
What was the biggest gripe from your employees? Like what did
my employees?
Yeah, what didn't they like about the whole setup and the whole shindig?
The only thing they had a problem with the POS system wasn't working very well. So that was the biggest thing. Otherwise, it actually ran pretty smoothly. I think we had a good system. So that was the biggest gripe. So although you ask the other person inside the trailer, they might say me and Gina bickering back and forth. So
whenever we
divorce court in a trailer.
Props to you for doing that with a significant other. Chris and I can't make it through a $4,000 food truck event without somebody probably throwing a sandwich at somebody else or there being tears and hurt feelings. So props to you.
Yeah, we made it through it.
That's why I do a lot of things myself.
He quits every other day, so I'm starting to think it's me.
So Gina was expediting, and I was building sandwiches and bowls, and my other employee in the trailer was working the prep station, so putting the pickles, sauce, and stuff on the bowls and so forth. So I think it got heated a couple times when she was expediting and she was telling the person at the window what was going on, calling tickets at the same time. So I got confused. So I didn't know what was being called to make and what was going out the window. So it got heated a little bit there, but not too bad. We've had worse.
So last thing, and then we'll let you go. what about food trucking so far? Like, what's been your biggest regret, or not regret, but biggest learning experience? There you go.
Learning experience,
or should I say, how many? What have you called me about the most?
is knowing how much to cook for an event, guessing what I need to cook for an event.
Yeah, you're still
Just
calling the
because
wrong
of
person.
unknowns.
Tony, he
Yeah.
calls me weekly about the same stuff.
Oh, I call him weekly too.
It's just a guessing game. I mean, that's
It
all
is
it
a
is.
guessing game. You know, I look at it as like burger trucks and all these cook to serve trucks have it so made, right?
Yep.
Because they can bring all this raw stuff. And if they don't cook it, they don't cook it. And
Yeah.
it's like, I've got to pre-cook everything. And if I don't sell it, I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
At least these burger trucks, man, they just got raw burgers in there and they could just cook them the next day or whatever. Or
Yeah, they
next
got it
week.
easy.
Yeah. But I tell you what, we'll kill them every single time on speed.
Yep.
On speed of service,
That's true.
I will kill every food truck out there. That's not
Yep.
a barbecue truck. Just
Assembly
because
assembly is way faster than cooking.
Yep.
it is. I mean, they take
Yeah.
10, 15, 20 minutes. I've been places where the burger trucks were at 30 and 40-minute waits. And I'm like, even a restaurant doesn't have that long.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it. They're smaller and they have to, you got to rotate.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, we'll kill them in speed every time.
If
I mean,
we're,
I've
if
never
we're
seen
running,
people hot lines.
yeah,
So,
if we're running top efficiency, I don't know that we get more than 4 tickets deep on the rail with a, like at a food truck festival with a line.
Mhm.
You know, like a lot of times we're handing food out before they're done paying. You know,
Yes.
that first person that
Yep.
walks up, like, don't go anywhere. Here you go.
Yeah.
You know,
And how many times do they actually go somewhere? Every time.
Yeah, and then they come back. Well, I thought it'd take longer. No, we told you 20 seconds. It's
Yeah.
literally 20 seconds.
Fucking stay right there.
Yeah,
Stay there.
I've had people disappear, and it's like, and I had it right there at the window, and they're like gone. And it's like, where'd you go, man? So
Yeah.
I did see one taco truck had little buzzers. They
Yep.
handed out these little charged buzzers to people, like the restaurants do for your like waiting for a table.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's pretty cool, but I never that long to wait. So you know,
And we've thought about it too, just for those, like, or if we're at like a brewery or something, so they can go back inside, whatever. Because that's usually when it happens, is they'll order and then they'll just take off and walk inside and go back to their beer or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to be able to let them know instead of having their shit get cold. But
those
yeah,
things take up a lot of bandwidth if you get Wi-Fi though, like
Yeah.
a little puck. It takes up a lot of bandwidth, those things, because it was screwing up all our Wi-Fi's with that,
Okay.
that taco truck that had that. So yeah.
good to know.
Well, I want to thank you for being part of our little shit show. Podcast.
It's a big shit show. Don't undersell us.
We're number 1 in India.
Are you gonna rename it the Big Shit Show Podcast?
If we ever get away from Mondays.
Yeah, Monday morning shit. We can just rename it Monday morning shit show.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pretty much. We'll probably get more listeners.
Monday
They
morning
won't know.
dunk.
They won't know what it's about. Good luck this year. I know I'll talk to you at some point or another, but you're
Probably tomorrow.
Thanks.
probably tomorrow. You're kicking ass. Just keep at it, bud.
Oh yeah, yeah. Driving
Pleasure
every day.
talking to you, Tony.
Yep,
Nice meeting
same
you.
here. Take care.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Push a button. Oh, there's Big Finger. Oh, there he goes.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
We're back.
So that was Tony from Texas Yellow Rose of Texas Barbecue.
Way to butcher that. Yeah, I put the wrong guest name on the Facebook post this morning.
That's fine.
You know, if you would ever just do a post every once in a while with your own guest, it'd be easier. That sound you hear, people, is crickets.
Oh, it's your microphone. Anyway, how was your week, bud? Let's get back to normal stuff. Normal stuff. We got great stuff to talk about.
Oh, Nick Lodato says he can't hear me. I can't hear it. You can't hear anything over there. Nothing's coming through.
Well, he's beating you in TikTok followers.
Hold on. Yeah, my audio's not coming through on the TikTok.
Well, that's not good. How are you supposed to get more followers?
Will you just shut up for a second? Good God. There we go. Hi. Welcome back, everybody. All right, we're back.
Lucky
All right.
us.
My week was